Make the strings louder.
By boost weather, I mean.
Is it? Do you think this is boost weather today?
Yeah, this is definitely boost weather.
I mean, this is like
right now, like super boost weather, but like big dirty boost weather.
like platy boost weather.
Yeah.
Pearl boost weather.
Pearl to platy.
So, guys, we're up in Denver today, fighting the weather a little bit. And you can see I upgraded my truck to a frick platy. No, actually, no. This is my buddy John. This is good old Pearl, and we're cruising up here. He's gonna pick him up a spare 6-liter. He has a 6-liter work truck, and I'm coming up here because I'm getting me one of these bad dogs right here today. I'm gonna turn my Lariat into a budget platy. What do you think the mortgage is on one of these bad boys?
Well, it depends on the price of the house, which we're gonna find out real quick.
Oh, the Zillow find me?
5, 722, 824,000.
6 to a milli. Well, this is like freaking what, $3 worth of platy consoles right here? I don't think I've ever seen. No, $800. Expensive, but he paid $1,200 for a seat. I wish I would have known. I would have just traded him. All right, so the package has been picked up. So you got them freaking. You got the tops and the bottoms.
Yeah, they're the switchbacks.
The blinding everybody ones.
Yeah, they're the ones that everybody hates.
I need to paint match the front of mine too. But we're basically got mine's long bed, his is platy, mine's Lariat. He's got the 20s and the 35 1250s and the 2.5. So we're like brothers.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty simple.
Like twins almost, like but slightly different. So tell me about this thing.
Well, picked this up at the junkyard in Denver. Runs and drives. King Ranch interior has been pretty much stripped out, I'm guessing.
Yeah, so this truck was actually a theft recovery, and it was at a tow yard, and they had it long enough, so they basically got all the paperwork and everything on it. But this is somebody that you knew personally, but...
Yeah, it's a guy that I know personally. He kind of hooked it up on the deal because he manages the tow yard, and even threw in a couple sets of keys, 2 screwdrivers for the ignition. the free screwdriver, the ignition mod.
But this thing freaking runs, and it has 360,000 miles. How much did you pay for it?
$500.
So I paid more for my freaking center console than you paid for a whole running and driving.
Yeah.
Freaking 6-liter.
Yeah, and don't forget about Ronnie Boy's door down there.
Yeah, and Ronnie just paid $450. He's gonna build, or my brother, he's gonna build this a shed. He's gonna build a she shed, so he went ahead and got a roll-up door off the Craigslist. Yeah, freaking King Ranch, 4-wheel drive, 360,000 miles. The exhaust is about pinched shut. The bed on this thing is worth more than $500.
It doesn't have tow mirrors though. That might be a problem.
Oh, I have a set. Off Big Dirty. But yeah, let's take a look at the tires. Look at that. Got freaking Michelin's on 3, and this is how they got in it, I guess. And then
nice.
Yeah, so they robbed the King Ranch interior out of it, and then it's got the old busted off ignition. I kind of wonder if we could get it to start, but
yeah, you can just use the key that's on the floor there, and use the tumbler. It's like clearing the back. Oh, there you go. Click start. Oh, there you go. No.
battery's dead now.
Battery's dead.
So there's a... So I guess we won't be able to get it started because it's...
Oh, damn.
But you'll keep us updated, right?
Yeah.
John Redcorn on Instagram. First startup video coming tomorrow.
Yeah, there you go.
No, that's a hell of a deal.
Yeah, not too bad, huh?
If I was a high schooler, I'd freaking crane myself over it. Like high schooler with a diesel truck.
Yeah. Good old platform wheel.
Oh look. Oh, you opened that, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Well, back to go. This is my rig right here. I paid more for this than he paid for that whole truck. So back home. I'm excited to have these for the baby in the back, because the back of the truck is kind of cold, and so now I could actually heat and cool the baby. Alright guys, so we are back at the shop. I'm going to go ahead and install this full-length center console. So a lot of people, I guess, kind of prefer this center seat right here because it does fold up into a seat with like a nice headrest and stuff in it. But kind of in my head, like ever since I've wanted one of these trucks, in my head, like the vision of like owning it, it has this console right there. And I've always wanted one of these freaking full-length center consoles. So this one popped up on Facebook, I don't know, it was probably about 3 weeks ago, and the lady was asking like $1,500 for it, which is crazy, because if you get on eBay, they're pretty much like between $1,200 and $1,600 plus shipping. So I made her an offer. I said $700. She's like, no, I can't do that, and because obviously I don't want to spend $1,200 or $1,600 on one of these consoles. So I was like, okay, what could you guys do on it? She said like lowest would be like 900. I was like, yeah, how about we, or no, it's 1,000. So I was like, how about we meet in the middle, 850, call it good, I'll come get it. So she waited a little while, responded, and was like, yep, come get the thing. So I can't believe that I paid $850 for this when literally my buddy just bought that 6-liter today, running and driving for like $500, which is nuts. But you know, it's not what you know, it's who you know, and that worked out really well for him, and I'm stoked for him to have like a nice parts car, but I'm stoked for myself to have this whole thing. So one of the cool things is you could pull out this, you could pull out this, and you could have, I don't think you could do that, but you could have a big o, you know, party right there. I don't know what you could put there. You could just have a big o catch-all type of thing. Came with all this stuff, and if you pop this open, you can see it has a lock right here on the front, so I could actually lock it. This is a little piece that goes right there. This is like a little coin tray type deal that sits right here. And then basically you have this whole entire cavern right here that you could just fill with all kinds of stuff. And if you guys know how it is to have a truck, it's pretty nice to be able to just fill it full of crap like this and always have all the random bits and pieces and things that you need. And I'm really stoked that this thing came with literally like all the bolts, all the nuts, like all these little tiny pieces. Like if I were to piece this thing together like on Ford's website, I'd probably spend like $3 grand trying to put this thing together. So really stoked that that all worked out. And the funny thing is that he got on eBay and he paid $1,200 for one of these seats. And when I got up there, I told him, I was like, man, if I would have known, and I had it posted in one of the Facebook groups. He wasn't in that Facebook group though. Had it posted for trade, and I said that I would literally like come to their house and like install and reinstall everything in their driveway just so I could get one of these consoles. So that's kind of the lengths that I was willing to go to. But one of my biggest complaints with this is the size. So right here you can see I basically have some napkins in there, but I have napkins in there. So if you look right here, if you put any sheet of paper in there, it will not, that's it. That's it. You got a crunch sheet of paper, so if you buy like a vehicle and you want to throw your title right there, you can't. Paperwork, any of that stuff, a folder, none of that stuff will go in there. You can't lock this piece. Once it goes up, it is nice because it does have this headrest thing. But if you open this bottom right here, this actually has a lock down here on the front, and I should be able to transfer the tumbler onto my other one. And then it has a power port right here. Whereas if you get in the back of the truck, there's no power port on the back of it. So when the baby's in here, she don't get no air, which isn't good. Because as you guys know, if you have kids, it's pretty hot or cold in the back seat, and it's kind of hard to, you're either like too hot or too cold in the front seat if you're trying to like equalize it in the back right away. But the nice thing is this one has the air vents in the back, has all the little things that tie into the factory HVAC. It has a 110 volt back here, so you could actually plug in like a laptop or something like that, as well as a regular 12 volt like cigarette lighter thing, as well as more cup holders and a little cubby. So for the road trip when we went to Florida, that would have been really nice to be able to just plug in the phone in the back, have your own AC, have vents and everything blowing on you, as well as like a little cubby and some extra cup holders and stuff. That would have just been kind of a really, really nice thing. So And I guess now I have the versatility. I guess if I ever want to, if we're gonna do a road trip and we need to take 6 people, I guess worst case scenario, I could swap this back in. This shouldn't take me too long to get popped out, but I do have to pull off all this trim right here and actually replace all that to get the full console to go and hook up to the AC. The one thing I am concerned with though is there is a wiring harness that plugs in right there, and that goes for all this stuff. So crossing my fingers that that will all work. Yeah, I guess let's freaking get to tearing this guy apart, and hopefully it doesn't take me too long. One of the other pet peeves I kind of have going on right now with this interior is I have this Vantrue dual dash cam, so you can see it's actually pointing on me right here. It's a dual screen, so it has this one that points back at me. It has the one that points forward. It does dual recording 1080p on both, as well as audio. So I've been testing this out for Vantrue and kind of giving it a try. They do have these for sale on Amazon, but one of the things that I really don't like about, not its fault, but the F250, is really nice because these ports are powered all the time, but then that means your dash cam is powered all the time. So they actually make a installation kit to hardwire it into your truck, and that will allow me to get rid of this freaking cord that's been dangling around, and you can see all this extra cord. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that while I'm here as well, because that'll definitely save me, I guess, a little bit of like irritation of looking at all this stuff. But yeah, out with the old cup holder and in with the new. So I think we're good right here. This is the connector that goes into that the whole center console thing. So right now I have a carpet up. I'm just getting I was getting pretty confused trying to figure out how this whole ductwork and everything goes. So there's the one that goes on the floor right here, and that goes just directly up into that, and then it just goes right there. And I was like, well, how does this thing right here tie into that? So lucky enough, he gave me the bracket with this. So it has the bracket right there, and this basically goes right there, and then you can see it goes into this like empty spot. There's this connector piece right there, but there's nothing to connect it to. So the one thing that I found out online by doing a little bit of research is, I guess, is this piece right here is actually different. And I was looking on the Ford parts, like trying to figure out the diagram and everything, and it didn't show it any different other than that it said with flow through and without. So I ended up looking it up on eBay, and I found this. So that is basically this upside down. I believe it's this piece right here, and then so kind of where it comes together right there. This is a big thick piece of foam, so I mean I could literally just squish it right there and stick my finger in the vent. But yeah, it has those two little guys just kind of coming off the side, and that would basically stick right here, and then this thing would plug in right there, and then that would work. So this thing's only like 25 bucks on Lasco Auto Parts, so I might go ahead and order it. I don't know how that, but then I'm basically gonna have to pull all this stuff out. So what I might end up doing is, since it is only like a $25 piece, and I would technically have to remove the dash to get to this, is I might just kind of stick this up right here for now, and then maybe just take like and just kind of cut so there's a little bit of airflow that kind of comes out of that, or something like that. I don't know. something like that, just so there's a little bit of airflow going to the back, because I don't really want to pull this thing all back apart again. So maybe we'll try that. We'll see how that works. If not, then we'll just get the right piece and pull the whole dash out of here, I guess. So pulled out the old Benchmade, basically just kind of cut a little bit of a flap right there towards the edge of it, and it actually sits right there on top, and it kind of butts up towards the bottom. So I mean, that's honestly probably going to be good for me. Went ahead, put the little clips in there, threw some bolts in there, and I think we're good. So yeah, I think we're ready to freaking send this guy back together, hopefully. So before I put everything back 100% together, I wanted to make sure that it was actually blowing out of here, and you can feel a little bit of air coming out of there. I don't know if you'll be able to hear that, but it is on full blast, and these honestly don't feel like they blow a whole lot, like not crazy like the ones in Big Dirty, like they freaking blew like big time, but these ones, it's kind of like a soft, it's just kind of soft air as it comes out. But yeah, and then check this out. That thing freaking works too, which is sweet. So yeah, really stoked about that. It's nice to have that, but I've already said that. So yeah, just got to put the seats and everything back in, and we should be ready to go. Here we go. This is the final product. So I went ahead and swapped the lock over here, so now I can actually lock this thing. It has another power port on the inside. It's crazy how many power ports we have now. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 12-volt ports, and then we have 2 of the AC ports or whatever. So that's it's pretty crazy. You got this little thing where you can put pens, cards, tissue, this little organizer thing with a little coin deal in there, and it obviously removes, and you can put other stuff down in there as well. You could, move these things in and out, and you have the storage right here, and then the storage on the other side. I mean, it might make the truck look a little bit more cluttered when there's more stuff in there, but as far as like road trips and stuff, it'll just be really nice, to kind of be able to throw like, not like maps and stuff, but like maybe cell phones and cords and just random stuff like that, just kind of in there, cameras, camera batteries, all that type of stuff. Yeah. I forgot exactly where I put that, like the hardwire kit for the dash cam, so we will be going over that in another video. But I don't know, it's just crazy. I freaking drooled over these trucks for so long, and this console right there was like always that was always a piece of the puzzle that I thought that this truck was missing, as well as like some paint match stuff. But I guess we'll get to that a little bit later. But yeah, here's my view right here. That's it right there. Stepping in, and you got your own space, your own everything, and you got freaking 10 cup holders in here. So yeah, I am really stoked to have this thing. Basically my truck. I'm stoked that I'm glad that I didn't pay like full retail or go to like a used car lot or stuff like that. And this is almost. It's not quite a half price truck. I mean, it's definitely half price of what it was when it was brand new. A little bit less than that, but almost even what it would be worth on a car lot, which is crazy. So, almost. I don't know. Maybe not quite. They went down a little bit. But, yeah, I guess that's going to be it for this video, guys. I really appreciate you guys watching, tuning in, and I guess we'll see you later on this week. I got a case of the freaking lazies. I need to get out of that.